revision of previous year's questions from 2006 to 2025 lesson wise. Lesson, that is solutions. So first question, it is from previous year 2006. We will start from question number 1. See, first you have to read the question carefully. The mass of glucose that should be dissolved in 50 gram of water in order to produce same lowering of vapor pressure as it is produced by dissolving 1 gram of urea in the same quantity of water. So the question is, we have two solutions. The solution is glucose solution and another is urea solution. So the given is the two solutions produces same lowering of vapor pressure. We know that from the Raoult's law, lowering of solution P naught minus P divided by P naught is equal to WB into MA divided by WA into MB. This is for one solution. This is for glucose. This is for glucose. This is equal to the relative lowering of one solution glucose is equal to relative lowering of another solution, that is WB into MA divided by WA into MB of another solution is urea. See the questions. We have to calculate WB. What you have to calculate? WB. WB means weight of glucose. We have to calculate the weight of glucose. WB here. This is question mark. To calculate weight of glucose, all is given in the question. So MA. MA is 18. See here. What is the molecular mass? That is 18. So MA is 18 here. See, WB we have to calculate. So MA is 18 divided by WA, the weight of water. Here WB is solute and WA is solvent. Solvent is 50 multiplied by MB. MB, what is the molar mass of glucose? 180. Molar mass of glucose is 180. So that is equal to WB into 18 divided by 50 into 180 of glucose is equal to WB, that is the weight. See here, dissolving 1 gram of urea. So weight of urea WB is 1 multiplied by, so here MA is same 18 gram of water. What is MA? Molecular mass of water 18. In both the case it is same. So WA it is same in both the case. And what is the molar mass of urea? The molar mass of urea is 60. See here, everything get cancelled here. 18 get cancelled. See here, 50 get cancelled. So 61s are 63s are. Therefore WB is equal to 3 grams. So the answer is B. The correct answer for this question is 3 grams. Next, I move to second question. The second question is osmotic pressure observed when benzoic acid is dissolved in benzene is less than that expected from theoretical conditions. See here the question is regarding osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure observed when benzoic acid is dissolved in benzene is less than expected from theoretical consideration. This is because, see here, when benzoic acid is dissolved in benzene, this benzoic acid undergo association. When any solute undergo association, the number of solute particles decreases. As the number of solute particles decreases, so osmotic pressure is also decreases. So the answer is C. The benzoic acid gets associated in benzene because due to association. I move to next question. Which of the following solution will exhibit highest boiling point? Which of the following solution will exhibit highest boiling point? See here, they will give the answer 0.01 molar Na2SO4. See here, in B we have potassium nitrate, in C you have urea, in D we have glucose. It is a very simple question. So see here, elevation in boiling point depends on here number of solute particles. So here this Na2SO4 undergo ionization. This undergo ionization to give Na2SO4 undergo ionization to give Na plus and SO4 minus 2. Here you have 2 and you have 1. So I, Van der factor I in this case is 3. So to answer for this question, you have to calculate the Van der factor I here. So I, when a solute undergo ionization or dissociation, it gives 3 ions. So I is equal to 3 here. For KNO3, KNO3 undergo ionization to give K plus ion and NO3 minus ion. So it has only 1 plus 1. So I is equal to 2 in this case. So urea. Third question is third. Option C is urea. Urea does not undergo either association or dissociation. So I is equal to 1, and for glucose also I is equal to 1. So we know that the relationship between here elevation in boiling point delta Tb is always equal to I into Kb I into Kb into M. As here the Kb is a constant, it does not vary. So the varying factor here is delta Tb is equal to I into M. So in all the cases, Kb is a constant. This Kb is constant. Kb is constant. So I into M. So it purely depends on I. So here I is 3. That is highest for A. Option A is correct. So here we have to calculate here delta Tb. Delta Tb is equal to I into M. M is the concentration. Here concentration is 0.01. 0.01 multiplied by 3. Answer is 0.03. So here 0.01 multiplied by 2. 0.02. Here 0.015 multiplied by 1 is same. So here also 0.015. Here 0.015. Here 0.015. Here 0.01 multiplied by 2. 0.02. And here 0.03. So the correct is option is A. Next I go to fourth question. Which of the following can be measured by Ostwald-Walker dynamic method? Here the question is very simple. Ostwald-Walker dynamic method is used to measure the relative lowering of vapor pressure. Ostwald-Walker dynamic method is used to measure relative lowering of vapor pressure. So answer B is correct. Next, I move to vapor pressure of pure air 70 mm of mercury at 25 degrees centigrade. It forms an ideal solution with B in which mole fraction of A is 0.8. If vapor pressure of the solution is 84 mm of mercury at 25 degree, the vapor pressure of pure B at 25 degrees centigrade. The question is very simple. You have two liquid solutions A and B. So on mixing these two solutions, they form an ideal solution. So to calculate the vapor pressure of pure component B, actually we have to apply here Raoult's law for liquid mixture. According to Raoult's law for liquid mixtures, here the total vapor pressure P. The total vapor pressure P is equal to the partial vapor pressure exerted by component A plus partial vapor pressure exerted by component B. That is P is equal to P naught A into XA plus P naught B into XB. As here, according to Raoult's law for liquid mixture, this is P total. P total pressure exerted by the liquid mixture is equal to the partial vapor pressure exerted by the individual solution. We have to add the sum of the sum of partial vapor pressure exerted by the two liquid mixtures. It is equal to the total vapor pressure. So we have to substitute all the values here. So total vapor pressure it is given, that is 84. See here, total vapor pressure they are given here 84. So we have to write total vapor pressure, total given, that is 84. 84 is equal to, here PA naught is equal to 0.8 into 70 plus 0.2. It is given, they are given here 0.8 and 0.2. So 0.2 into PB naught. Here you have to calculate the PB naught. So PB naught is equal to, PB naught is equal to we have to add 70 into 80. So divided by 0.2. You get the answer 28 divided by 0.2. 140 mm of mercury. So answer is option number C. Now listen to me. The question is based on Raoult's law. Raoult's law for liquid-liquid mixture. We are mixing the two liquids, liquid A and liquid B. See here, the partial vapor pressure exerted by the liquid A plus partial vapor pressure exerted by the liquid B. If you add these two, you can get the total vapor pressure. Total vapor pressure is given, that is 84. 84 is equal to, here the partial vapor pressure of the liquid mixtures. See here, A is 70 mm mercury and XA is 0.8 here. So it will be given 0.8. Mole fraction of XA is given. You have to calculate the XB. XB is equal to, see here, you have to do XB is equal to, see here, 1 minus XA, that is XB is equal to 1 minus 0.8. The answer is 0.2. So I will, XB is equal to 0.2. PB naught is question mark. Therefore PB naught is equal to 70 multiplied by 0.8 minus 84 divided by 0.2. So answer is 140 mm. So correct option is C. Next, I will go to another question 6. A 6% solution of urea is isotonic with dash. So, when a solution of urea, that is 6%, it is isotonic with solution of glucose. So, what is the percentage of glucose here? We know that here solution of urea is in isotonic with the solution of glucose. So therefore osmotic pressure of glucose, it is same as osmotic pressure of urea. This is, we know that what is isotonic solution? If pressure of the two solution is same, they said to be in isotonic. So what is the expression for pi? So pi is equal to, we know that pi is equal to CRT. So removing C, you have to write pi is equal to WB. Pi is equal to W of glucose divided by M of glucose, and it is multiplied by 1000 divided by, this is for percentage, no, then we have to multiply this 100. This is the osmotic pressure of this is glucose is equal to the W into 1000 divided by M of this is for urea. This is for urea. So you have to substitute the value. So here W into 1000 divided by mg. So we have to write. So what is the percentage here? We don't know. See here 6, actually 6% solution of urea. Urea weight we know 6 grams. W we are not knowing. So I take W as it is, W into 1000 divided by, so what is the molecular mass of glucose? Molecular mass of glucose is 180 multiplied by 100 is equal to, what is the weight of urea? Weight of urea means 6%. 6% means 6 gram of urea in 100 gram. This is 6% means 6 gram. So what is the molecular mass of urea? That is 60 multiplied by 100. See here, everything get cancelled here, cancel here, 100 get cancelled, 100 get cancelled, get cancelled. See here, 6 ones are 6, 10s are 10 ones are, see here, 10 ones are 10, 18. So W is equal to 18. So W is equal to 18 gram. You get W is equal to 18 gram. So 18 gram of glucose present in 100 ml of solution. If 18 gram of glucose present in 100 ml means, in other word, 1 molar solution of glucose is isotonic with. So 18 gram of glucose in 100 ml means 1 mole. So 1 molar solution of glucose. So the option is 1 molar solution of glucose. Next, question number 7. So in countries near to polar region, the roads are sprinkled with calcium chloride. This is to minimize the snowfall. This is to minimize pollution. This is to minimize the accumulation of dust, or to minimize the wear and tear of the road. As here, this is to minimize the snowfall. What is the answer? To minimize the snowfall. See here, in polar region, the roads are sprinkled with calcium chloride. So when for road, if you add the salt calcium chloride, what happens? You can get the solution. So we know that the freezing point of the solution is less compared to its pure solvent. So if you add calcium chloride, the freezing point will be less. So it minimizes the snowfall. Okay. Next I move to another question. Number 8. First you have to read the question number 8. Chemical formula of a non-electrolyte is CH2O. A solution containing 6 gram of the compound exerts same osmotic pressure as that of 0.05 molar glucose solution at the same temperature. So the molecular formula of the compound, we have to calculate the molecular formula. They will give an empirical formula. Now that if you know empirical formula multiplied by n, you can get the molecular formula. So observing the question, we came to know that the two solutions have same osmotic pressure. If the two solutions have same osmotic pressure means pi 1 of one solution is equal to osmotic pressure of the another solution. So osmotic pressure of one solution is W1 divided by M1 V1 osmotic pressure of solution 1 is equal to the osmotic pressure of solution 2, W2 into M2 into. See here, we have two solutions. They given that osmotic pressure of the two solution is same. So W1 M1 V1 of one solution is equal to W2 and M2 V2 of another solution. What is W1 here? This is for glucose. I take this for glucose. W1, first we have to calculate the W1 of glucose, weight of the glucose. Weight of the glucose means they are given 0.05, 0 molecular mass multiplied 0.05 multiplied by mass, molar mass of the glucose. What is the molar mass of the glucose? 180. Here 0.05 multiplied by 180. 0.05 multiplied by 180. That is molar mass multiplied by molarity. It gives its weight. So 18 5 you get 18 5 9 gram. That is W1. Then I know M1. M1 is the molar mass. It is 180. See here, we substitute these values now. What is W1? W1 is, I calculate W1 is 9 divided by M1, molar mass of the glucose is 180 degree. Here we know that. We assume that V1 is equal to V2. So in this case, volume of the one solution is equal to volume of the another solution, and osmotic pressure of these two are same. W1 M1 V1 of one solution is equal to W2 divided by M2 V2. Here V1 and M2 is equal to, see here, 6 into 180 divided by 9. This is 6 into 180 divided by 9, 2 20 into 6, 120 gram. This is 120 gram. So equal to molecular mass divided by molecular mass divided by empirical formula mass. Already I calculate molecular mass. Molecular mass is 120 divided by empirical formula is C1H2O1. C means only one carbon atom. We have 12 plus H2, 2 hydrogen plus 1 oxygen, 16 plus 2, 18, 18 plus 12, we have 30. So here we have 30. So N is equal to 3 ones are 3 fours are. So N is equal to 4. After getting N is equal to 4, therefore molecular formula is equal to empirical formula multiplied by this number N. N is equal to 4 here. Therefore, so empirical formula is CH2O. It is multiplied by 4. It is multiplied by 4. So C is 4, 8, H and O4. So the answer is C4, H8, O4. C4, where is the answer? C4, H8, O4. The option is here C. C4, H8, O4. Next I move to another question. Question number 10. Solutions of two liquids boils at temperature more than boiling point of either of them, hence the binary solution is. This question is based on azeotropic mixture. So what are azeotropic mixtures? Azeotropic mixtures means a constant boiling mixtures. The two liquid mixtures having same composition in vapor phase as well as liquid phase and boil at constant temperature. They boil at constant temperature are called azeotropic mixtures. So, only non-ideal solution forms azeotropic mixtures. In a non-ideal solutions, you have two types. Non-ideal solution showing positive deviation from Raoult's law and non-ideal solution forming negative deviation from Raoult's law. As here, if two liquid mixtures, if they shows positive deviation from Raoult's law, they form minimum boiling azeotrophs. They form minimum boiling azeotrophs. So, see here, a liquid solutions showing a negative deviation, they form maximum boiling azeotrophs. They form maximum boiling azeotrophs. So in azeotrophs we have two types: minimum boiling azeotrophs, minimum boiling azeotrophs and maximum boiling azeotrophs. Maximum boiling azeotrophs are formed from the two solutions showing negative deviation. Negative deviation form maximum boiling and positive deviations form minimum boiling. So here is they have more maximum boiling azeotrophs. Maximum boiling azeotrophs means they form negative deviation. The answer is A.